I think luck is one of those things that it's deeply cultural, like superstition and things like that. It's a concept that is really hard to overcome for a lot of people. It's easy to think that there's something out there to get you when you're not getting what you want. And it's hard to take complete ownership.
Welcome to the Fuel Hunt Show.
What's going on, Eagles? Welcome to the Fuel Hunt Show. I'm Joey, and I have Drew with me, my fellow co-founder of Fuel Hunt, and also my cousin. How you feeling today? Comrade, I like that. Yeah.
Living the fucking dream, baby.
Living the
happy
dream.
To be alive and here.
I'm happy that you're alive and here with me.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you're alive and here with me. I feel the same way. I feel blessed. We're not 10 episodes in yet, but we're getting close.
Yeah, it feels like 10.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. And, I'm happy to have this opportunity to connect with the few in a different way than we have in the previous, years of community building. So today we have a Rules of the Few episode. We're going to talk about rule number 6 of the Few, which is luck favors hard workers.
This seems to be one of the favorite Fuel Hunt quotes of the community.
It definitely is. Thank you for that, because what I wanted to say was this is one of our very first mantras.
Mm-hmm.
Our very first.
Second.
Well, one of our very first mantras.
Yeah,
right?
I believe. Yeah. I thought it was the second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite possibly, actually. Yeah. Comfort is slow death, prefer pain, and then luck favors hard workers. So when I say, when you say our second or one of our very first, we're going all the way back to like 2017, right? So the Rules of the Few, we didn't codify them and put them out for the community. And maybe a year ago we did that. But these rules have been around since day one. And today we're going to chop up one of them. Rule number 6, luck favors hard workers. Typically I'll read the rule, but I'm going to mix it up today, man. So if you want to read the rule, you can go to fuelhunt.com/rules, and you can read all the rules in addition to number 6 that we're going to talk about today. So yeah, the luck tea, was that the second tea that we ever dropped for the community?
Yeah. Well, we just revamped it.
And then we rebooted them all.
Yeah. The revamped version is a lot.
We kind of had 3, right? We had the all in, right? Then we had the luck tea, and then we had a third one. So we kind of came out of the gate hot when we brought it back.
We did.
Yeah. So let's talk about luck for a moment. And before I ask you what luck means to you or what this mantra means to you, how do you think the non-few see luck?
It's funny you asked me this question because I wrote down, it's like, I feel like when we do these, it's like such a natural, spontaneous conversation because you kind of like, I'm like, oh, I wonder what Joey's thinking about this question. Like you just sent me the topic and we're just like, So I'm glad you asked me this because I wrote down some things that call the non-few the average, right? Nope. Like that's when I'm writing our motivational OG posts. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes labeling, we label ourselves the few, right? But what do we label the non-few?
Yeah.
Our enemy. So we always say average is the enemy. So I feel like the average would be
average. What's the average outlook on luck?
And I think there are 2 quotes that the average say to the few that pertain to this rule.
Okay.
And the first one and the phrase I loathe the most is must be nice.
Yeah.
That is not many things trigger me.
So you think that they're saying that because they're insinuating that whatever your circumstances are, that the reason that you're living those circumstances are because some mystical force aligned things in your favor. Or maybe you found a 4-leaf clover. Correct. Or maybe you have a rabbit's foot.
Correct.
Or maybe you have an evil eye.
Or somehow this life just was given to me, right? Like I just stumbled upon it when I'm like, bitch, you didn't see.
You can say that loud.
Yeah, like, bitch, you didn't see the 5-10 years of fucking grinding, the sacrifice, the sweat, the blood, the tears, like that led to this life.
The reality of it is they didn't. I mean, some did, but a lot of people didn't because they're distracted. And we'll get to that a little later when I start chopping up, maybe a tool for the rule, which we do during these episodes, but they're distracted. So maybe they didn't even see it. Yeah. And that's a problem.
No, that is. And then the second one is just, you're so lucky. Like that's another catchphrase that the average love to use against the few that make them feel as though they aren't living the fruits of their labor.
So must be nice. You're so lucky. Red flags that individual is not in the few. I would say so. Yeah. What are the opposites of that? What do you expect to hear from the few in those circumstances if you're not going to hear those two things?
I mean, realistically, like, congratulations, right? Like,
yeah.
Like I always knew you'd do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Or, much respect. Or, I know how hard it is to do something like that. And I've got a lot of respect for you that you put yourself through the process and did the work, something like that. Yeah. All right. I think you hit the nail on the head there with what everybody sees luck as. What do you see luck as? Or if you want to take it another way, what does luck favors hard workers mean to you?
Luck favors hard workers to me just means, and this takes me back to our old days, but another quote you hit me with when we were getting started was, reps earn respect, right? So
you're gonna hear some stuff about reps.
The people so we may be on the exact same page for this one, but the people that are lucky are just the people that did the reps.
Yes.
And if you are not one of those people, then you look at for instance, take someone with a ripped body, right? A jacked, ripped abs, perfect peak on the biceps. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And people that don't exercise or have their nutrition dialed in, they look at those people and they'll go, oh, wow, like, must be nice to have that body, right? Like, we know people in our lives that think that way. And realistically, they don't see the reps of the meals, the reps of the bench presses, right?
Yeah.
The reps on the treadmill.
Yeah, I feel like that that people think that there's something mystical conspiring against them. And they think that there's a reason why they can't have those results. The real reason is because the reps haven't been done. Now, everybody has different challenges, right? If you're speaking about the physical health, everybody has different health things, different challenges, but reps will help you overcome and get to those results. But I think that a lot of people think that there's some kind of like mystical force that's conspiring against them, that's keeping them from those results, when that's not true at all. If there's any force that's keeping them from the results and doing the reps, that force is the story that they're telling themselves, right? Which is, maybe it's an old childhood wound or a trauma, or, who knows what it could be. But there's that limiting belief there, the story that they're telling themselves, that's keeping them from those results. My outlook on luck is very reps focused as well. I think people use luck to explain consistency when they don't understand it. When they've never done anything consistently in their lives to produce a result, they lean on this concept of luck to explain away the consistent work that was done to get to the result. And sometimes it's not even, I don't think people do it maliciously. I think you have to have the experience of doing those reps and saying like, when I show up and I do work consistently, it produces result. You have to see that in your own life. You have to do the work with your hands and witness it. And then you're like, this is how it works. Luck favors hard workers. Now I understand, because it's not really about luck. It's about the labor, right? And, we don't use the word labor to describe hard work all that often, but here it's fitting. You know what I mean? It's about the work that you're going to do, the reps. You would agree?
I would agree.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think this mantra, this rule of the few now, it's graduated from mantra to rule of the few, and our original luck tea, why do you think it went over so well? Why do you think it resonated so well in the community? Is it because our entire community was hearing things like you said in the beginning of
that's what I was going to say. It's I feel like so many people are triggered by phrases such as "you're so lucky, must be nice,"
Mm-hmm.
that when they see the word luck specifically put on a shirt that resonates with the things that factored in to them appearing lucky, it hits them in a special spot in their heart, right? Like it triggers emotions that we're all hard workers feel.
Yep, I agree. And we used to follow it up with the line, "Funny how that works, huh?" You know, and I feel like that got a lot. Everybody was like, "Yeah, exactly." Like it helped the main rule of the few resonate with them. We talked about reps, right? And preceding results. I would also throw another thing out there because, and I would say that the volume of the reps, right, precede like the victory, right? So volume precedes victory. Like the amount of reps you do, right, prepare you for the opportunity that eventually presents itself. Because I know, you know, back in the day when I was deep in the comment sections, you know, of our post, we had some, I wouldn't even call them haters. Haters is a strong word. Like haters are people that are like, you know, cutting your brake cords, brake lines in your car and shit. Like people that are just coming out trolling, looking to, and they're like, how can you say that, you know, luck doesn't exist, or, you know, luck, it's just random. It's random chance in life. And I would agree. There's a randomness to life's events. There's chance, right? But the lucky ones that are receiving those type of statements, "Must be nice, you're so lucky." The lucky ones in the background, while everybody's been observing all this randomness, they've been working, they've been doing the reps. So when the randomness appears at their doorstep or on their desk or, you know, over the phone, they're prepared for the opportunity, right? So that leans into the preparation plus opportunity explanation of luck too. I think luck is one of those things that it's deeply cultural, like superstition and things like that. Is a concept that is really hard to overcome for a lot of people. You know, it's easy to think that there's something out there to get you when you're not getting what you want. And it's hard to take complete ownership, you know, so it's hard to take complete ownership. So how about tool for the rule? Do you have a tool for the rule, a way that our community can live this rule of the few, which specifically is luck favors hard workers, make your own luck? Is there a tool for the rule that you can give to our community for that?
I gotta be honest. I did struggle coming up with a rule, but then it hit me.
There you go. So you did some mental reps. You're so lucky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my tool for the rule, and it goes back to an old quote we like to say, want more, do more. So my tool for the rule is to do one more. So no matter what you're doing,
I like that.
do one more rep.
I like that.
One more cold call.
I like that. I like it.
Because volume, realistically, is what leads to luck. If you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it increases the probability, right, that you'll be able to seize opportunity. That's the other thing. Like you could go like mathematical with this too. Like you could look at luck as just probability, really.
It's the law of averages.
Right. The more reps you're doing, the more often you show up and show out, the more often you show up and you do the work, the more probable you are to win. Now, are there some people that they show up and show out 10 times and then they win? Yes. Like there's randomness to life. I'd hesitate to call it luck because
is a good word.
I'd hesitate to call it luck because they were still prepared. They were still showing up and showing out. Some people show up and show out 1,000 times, you know, before the randomness strikes or before the opportunity presents itself. Or so we think. So my tool for the rule is, you know, I used to build software. So like I'm very systems driven, right? It's like, I can be rigid, very systems driven. It's even hard for me sometimes to do the show because I'm like, you know, I have like a little bit of an OCD, you know what I mean? So since my past life is building systems, I think systematically for my own life. So I have all these little mini systems in my life that I use, right? And I got one for every letter of the alphabet. I got A's, I got B's, I got C's. This one has to do with R's. It's just easy for me to remember. If I can attach my system to a letter of the alphabet, then I know like, okay, there's my R's. So we're talking reps, right? So while you do the reps, I have 3 things to keep in mind so that you can make your own luck. So the first thing is staying receptive. So that's the first R, receptive. So while you're doing the work, be receptive, stay receptive. New opportunities are literally fucking everywhere. The problem is you don't see them because you're distracted. Starve your distractions, feed your focus. So that's the first thing. Be present, be where your feet are. There's a million ways to say it. But as you do the work, you have to be aware that there are opportunities surrounding you, you know, and look for signs, universal or otherwise, that you can use the preparation that you're doing in these reps to capitalize on opportunities. So that's the first one, stay receptive. Second one, second R, ready, stay ready. Okay, this is reps driven too, right? You have to keep the thing on you at all times, human weapon style. You have to train hard. You have to eat well. You have to sleep well. You have to read books. You have to write. You have to speak. You have to hone and build all your skills so you're ready. More preparation in the reps. If you're out here and you're living like a slob and you're not building skills, of course it's going to look like everybody else is getting lucky. They're fucking human weapons. They're ready to capitalize on everything that presents itself in front of them. You're not. Of course it's going to look like luck. So stay ready. That's the second one. And then the third one is very important. Third R, stay resilient. And I'm not going to get into a big soliloquy on resilience. I just want to say one thing. This is something somebody told me many years ago, and I think it's so true. Everything in your life, on your journey. So if you're looking to make your own luck in your business journey, your personal life, whatever it is, everything won't start well. Most things don't start well, but they will always, always end well with effort. With effort. So when you think about resilience, think about that quote. You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but as long as you apply effort consistently throughout the whole process and you don't quit, it'll end well. Maybe not in your 100% desired state, but definitely much better than it seemed at the outset. You know? So how about
that was a doozy of a tool, dude.
Well, you know, the thing is, like, that's how I think about it, right? Like you're showing up, you're doing the reps for your business. You're showing up, you're doing the reps. It's hard as fuck. You're getting your crotch kicked in, right? I was going to say, get your dick kicked in. You're getting your crotch kicked in fucking every single day. You know what I mean? You're looking on the gram. Entrepreneurship's glorified. Everybody looks like they're fucking winning. And it's natural to start to think like, man, like what forces out there conspiring against me that like I don't have these results yet? And it's not about that. It's about the reps. So when I'm doing the reps, I remind myself of these three things. I have to be receptive. The solution to my problem and my challenge is somewhere around me right now. Am I focused enough to see it? You got to be receptive. The second one, you got to be ready. You can't be living like a fucking slob out here. You got to be training. You got to be eating right. You got to be sleeping. You have to be sleeping well. You have to be reading books. You have to be writing. You have to be doing activities that keep you ready to seize the opportunity that appears. If you're distracted, exhausted, you can't carry yourself well, you can't speak well when the opportunity presents itself, you're fucked. You might as well kiss it goodbye. Then you can go back and start commiserating about how everybody's lucky and it must be nice, right? So you got to be ready. And the third one is, look, you're going to take your licks. So you got to be resilient. And we could get into a whole thing about resilience, and maybe we will on a future show, but I always go back to that quote, like things don't start well. Not fucking 9 times out of 10, they just don't start well. They don't go according to plan. What's the quote? You get everything's goes according to plan until you get punched in the mouth or some shit.
Was that Rocky?
Oh, that's a Rocky quote.
Everyone has a plan to get punched in the face.
I don't think it's a Rocky quote. If that's a Rocky
or is it
quote,
Mike Tyson?
Okay, Mike Tyson. Okay, Mike Tyson. Thank you, Mike Tyson. I was gonna say, yo, you almost you shook me to my core because that's a Rocky quote, and I didn't properly attribute it.
Yeah.
You could take away my Philadelphia, my key to the city.
Well, Rocky says like nothing's gonna hit as hard as life, right?
Yeah. Rocky says a lot of really inspirational. You know, we should do a Rocky episode.
The whole Rocky thing really like perplexes me because like it's really like it's a fake person. Like
you bite your tongue.
Exactly.
You bite your tongue.
But we talk about in Philly, like we talk about him as if it's a real person.
He's not?
No, exactly.
It's not a real person?
Exactly. It's like we were talking about Santa Claus.
Well,
But that's weird.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna say what my feelings on Santa Claus because I don't know. Some of our listeners might be a little young here, so we should do a Rocky episode.
We should.
We should do a Rocky.
We should have
episode.
Sylvester Stallone and himself.
Listen, I'm gonna speak that out into the universe,
Yeah,
just
that'd
like
be
you
sick.
did. Sly will be here.
That would be
Guest
sick.
episode. It'll be.
I think I know
sick.
some people who may know some people that
We
might
know
be
some
able to make
people that know
happen.
some people that could make that happen. It was just Rocky Day recently in Philly, so he was like literally 2 blocks from me. But I was at HQ doing the reps.
Did you see the video of the kid like yelling his whole like
Yes,
he did the whole
yes,
speech? That was
yeah,
cool.
yes. So immediately when I saw that video, now I'm going to start conditioning my children,
now
my
everybody-
daughters to do that.
Everybody's doing reps.
exactly. Yeah. So we're going to do a Rocky episode. I think lessons learned from Rocky, and we'll pick the best Rocky movie, or maybe we'll spread it across all of them.
Parker and I are working through them now.
Yeah. Best thing you can ever do for your child.
He gets kind of during some of the slow part, the love scenes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but that's what he should do.
I
at
got
his age.
he's supposed to get to the boxing and the training parts.
Yeah. That's what he should do at his age. That stuff, the other scenes come later. So yeah, again, like I'm systems driven. So when I'm here and I'm doing the reps, when I'm anywhere, I'm doing the reps, even if they're just physical reps in the gym for a physical goal that I have, or even with jujitsu, I'm thinking the same things. You know what I mean? Stay receptive, stay ready, right? Which I think staying ready once you're in a rhythm is probably the easiest one, and then stay resilient. If you want to read the full rule of the few, again, hit fuelhunt.com/rules. You can read rule number 6, which is luck favors hard workers, make your own luck, and the rest of the rules. All right. So we got some Rocky talk in, and that checks, like, now I can just put a line through the whole episode because now we're good. It checks all the boxes. Anything else you want to add?
Nothing right now.
Okay, good. Let me leave the few with this then. Always choose. Do you want to do this?
Always.
Yeah, that's how I'm talking about.
Always choose effort over entitlement. Always choose hard work over handouts. And remember, no one owes you. No one owns you. You're one of the few.
Let's hard. Let's hard. All right,